night, what a fright. Hello, my name's Terabyte. So, let's be real. I have been going through school, and one of my biggest problems, right now I'll just talk about 3 of them, and I'll go in depth, is the first one, administrative meetings. You know, meetings where all the teachers get together and kids can come in. Number 2, when a kid comes in looking like shit and they fall asleep in class. And number 3, if a kid is having problems and or they're failing, figure out why they're failing, not just let them fail. So now I'm going to go back, because I'm confusing like that, to number 1, which is administrative meetings. Okay, so I get back from school and I look at the calendar for the school, right? The school calendar. And I'll go, oh, hey, look at that! They're having an administrative meeting on Wednesday. Okay. So I wait till Wednesday, and then I noticed that it's at 7:30. And I'm going, yeah, that's fine. It's 7:30. Okay? After school. Oh, God, it's at 7:30. You know why? Because I have a mountain of homework. Oh, what is it? Oh, yes, 3 essays. Oh, a speech I have to do. Now, help me if I'm wrong, or scold me if you're an administrative meter, but why do you have them during night? I understand that you have day jobs, hopefully, but why can't you hold them during school? You're affecting the students. The students should have a say in this. And a majority of the people who want to have says in this can't. You know why? Because on our homework, which we have to get done when we're up till like 4 o'clock in the morning, and you expect us to be awake in class. Why? Just tell me why. 2, I'm going crazy. If a child comes in and they look like crap, it means they feel like crap. Okay? And I'll tell you an experience. So I come to school one day, and I have horrible sinuses. What was happening? I had a stuffed up nose. My eyes were, I was tearing out of my left eye constantly. I could barely, I'm just sitting there going, oh, just like it could be over. My face felt really hot, and I didn't feel the greatest. So I fell asleep in my first period class. And I woke up, and the teacher was mad at me. She said, if you're going to fall asleep in class, if you feel like crap, you shouldn't have come to school today. You shouldn't be falling asleep in my class. You can talk to my friends. They will tell you, I did not like this. I understand why she said it, but the way she said it. I'm sitting here, and I'm looking like shit. I have no say in if I get to go to school or not. Because I don't. Why? Because my mother tells me if I get to go to school or not. Yeah. So, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna fall asleep in your class because I can't stay awake because I'm sick. Okay? And yeah, you don't want your students falling asleep in the class, but understand that if we are looking like shit, we feel like shit, and we don't really. I can even when I stayed awake, I didn't understand half of what you said because I can't concentrate on that because I can't concentrate through my nose. Yeah, sniffles. No, I'm not gonna hear you, and my mind is going 40 different places at once. All right, back to number 3. Yes. If a student is failing your class, you should find out why. I will not lie, I have failed classes before. But the reason is why I failed them. When I get home, I get very distracted easily. Well, who doesn't? But the other problem is I have an attention disorder. And when I look at the screen, I see the words, I can read the words, and they go into my brain, but I don't understand them. It's much like how RNA to DNA, bad reference, bad analogy, but whatever. Something's not clicking. So I can read it, I can understand it kind of. It's weird. So when I try to do something, it's hard for me. Well, with my and I'm tested, so I can't get a note. So when I'm failing a class, the teacher doesn't come up and ask me. They're just going, "Oh, you're failing class. Okay, you do that." If I'm failing your class, you should find out why. I try my damnedest in order to do my work, but sometimes I can't concentrate on doing the work because I can't. You need to find that out. You shouldn't just go on by the assumption that, oh, hey, she's failing. No, I should see what's wrong. No, just sit behind my desk. I forgot a fourth problem. Teachers, if you're going to teach, don't sit behind your desk. Walk around. If a student is not paying attention, see if they had their work done. Know if they had their work done. Make the class enjoyable. I think that's why kids enjoy electives better. Also because we get to choose them. But the teachers actually give a damn on what they're doing. I think with my English teacher, when I'm in her class, she keeps telling us about things. Oh, this is my favorite part. You shouldn't say that. You can't say that, but a teacher, I feel in English, you should switch up the books every year. Why? Because then the kids have a nice surprise, the teacher doesn't know what they're doing, so we can have conversations. Yes, this would work, because then we aren't reading the same thing. They're not reading the same thing over and over and over and over and over again. No. You're going to learn more stuff. They're going to learn more stuff. It doesn't make their job consistent. Yeah. And if you sit behind your desk, don't. Please, come out and look at the students. Another reason why electives are so good is because the teachers come up, they walk around, they see what's going on. If my metal shop teacher wasn't looking at what was happening, yeah, someone would lose their finger. If that stuff's kind of dangerous. If my art teacher didn't look what he was doing. Hell, last year, this one guy, he tried crushing his fingers under a slab roller for ceramics. Yeah. Let's say she wasn't happy about that. Guess who got kicked out the next day? Yeah. If you can't fuck around and sorry about my language. You can't mess around in these things. So why should you allow kids to mess around in your class? Yeah, if they're talking, maybe you should make them listen. If they're falling asleep, make sure you should understand why. If they look like crap, they're going to feel like crap. Going back to number 2. I think that's why kids aren't learning so much nowadays. Is because they don't pay attention to the child. And if they're failing class, they don't really... I understand if you can't get to the child or you don't have enough time. But at least try to understand why. Yeah. And make the class fun, not a chore. When a kid goes to an elective, you know why they like it? Yes, they change it. But it's because they're doing something that's productive and they understand it. If they don't, the teacher will come up and help them. In some classes, the teacher makes them feel stupid. Yeah, if you're one of those teachers and if you feel like you're making them stupid, stop it. So, that's all I have time for now. Besides me bitching rambling on. So, sorry about my language, but Ayo and good night.